Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello viewers, I am Muhammad Abdul Habib. Welcome you all to AIMS tutorial for accounts. In this video, I will be discussing a problem on assets which are held by the assessee for his business use. Let us have a question, page number A73, question number 26. Let me read out the question for you. Sri Sadhuram is holding the following assets in his business for last 23 years. He sold the assets during the previous year. Calculate capital gain and tax liability if his income from house property is 84,000. So who is the assessee here? Sri Sadhuram. He has the following assets: building, machinery, furniture and land which he is using for his business for the last 23 years. He sold all these assets during the previous year 2018-2019 and he has an income from house property of 84,000. We are supposed to find his income from capital gain and tax liability. Here are the particulars given. The book value of building is 23 lakhs 15,000, machinery book value is 11 lakhs 5,000 and for furniture book value is 22,000 and for land it is 1 lakh 20,000 and selling price for building is 35 lakhs, for machinery it is 10 lakhs 90,000, for furniture it is 30,000 and for land it is 8 lakh 51,000 and selling expenses are given as a percentage on building 2%, machinery 8%, furniture 15%, land 1%. The cost inflation index for all the assets in the year of purchase was 100. Let us solve the problem. Here is the heading: computation of Mr. Sadhuram income from capital gain for the assessment year 2019-2020, and here is the format: particulars, building, machinery, furniture and land. Here is the working notes. All assets are business assets and except land, other assets are subject to depreciation. तो यहाँ पे जो भी असेट्स है साधुराम के पास ये पूरे बिजनेस असेट्स है और सिवाय लैंड जमीन के दूसरे जो भी असेट्स है वो डेप्रिशिएबल असेट्स है. तो all the depreciable assets which are held by the assessee in business are treated as short term capital assets and hence the profit arising on their transfer will be treated as short term capital gain. Here is the working notes. All assets are business assets except land, other assets are subject to depreciation. Hence, they are treated as short-term capital assets. Hence, income or gain on their transfer is treated as short-term capital gain. Land is business asset, but it is not subject to depreciation and it is held for more than 2 years. Hence, it is long-term capital asset. तो जो साधुराम के पास जो 4 assets है, building, machinery, furniture, land, इसमें से land एक जो 2 साल से ज़्यादा held करे हुए क्योंकि because he is using these assets in his business for last 23 years. So as the land is held by the assessee for more than 2 years, it will be treated as long-term capital asset and all other assets are treated as short-term capital assets because they are held in business which are subject to depreciation. तो यहाँ पे अपना फॉर्मेट देखिए. कंसिडरेशन रिसीव्ड, बिल्डिंग कितने में सेल कर रहे हैं? 35 lakhs. Machine, let us solve one by one. Consideration received for building is 35,000 and selling expenses for building are given as 2%. Here is the calculation: building 35 lakhs into 2 by 100 which works out to be 70,000. 35 lakhs less transfer expenses 70,000 which is 34 lakhs 30,000 which is called as net consideration. अब जो assets business में held करते हैं and which are subject to depreciation, हम net consideration में से हमेशा क्या करते थे? Indexed to cost of acquisition subtract करते थे. But as the assets are held in the business, यहाँ पे हम indexed to cost of acquisition के बजाय वो लोगों की रिटर्न डाउन वैल्यू दैट इज बुक वैल्यू लिखेंगे. तो यहाँ पे बुक वैल्यू क्या स्पेसिफाई करा हुआ है? 23 lakhs 15,000 फॉर बिल्डिंग. 23 lakhs 15,000 विल बी सबट्रैक्टेड फ्रॉम नेट कंसिडरेशन 34 lakhs 30,000 which works out to be 11 lakhs 15,000 and this is income from capital gain. Next, coming to machinery. Machinery is sold for 10 lakhs 90,000. Hence the consideration received for machinery is 10 lakhs 90,000 and selling expenses are given as a percentage 8%. This will be calculated on 10 lakhs 90,000 into 8 by 100 which works out to be 87,200 and this 87,200 will be subtracted from 10 lakhs 90,000 which works out to be 10 lakhs 2,800. This is called as net consideration. अब क्योंकि मशीनरी भी जो है ना बिजनेस असेट है which is subject to depreciation, हम net consideration में से यहाँ भी क्या subtract करेंगे? Book value subtract करेंगे and the book value for machinery is given as 11 lakhs 500. This 11 lakhs 500 will be subtracted from 10 lakhs 2,800 and the answer is negative, that is 1 lakh 2,200 which is a capital loss. अब यहाँ पे income from capital gain के बजाय क्या लिखेंगे आप? Capital loss. Next, coming to furniture. The furniture is sold for rupees 30,000. तो कंसिडरेशन रिसीव फर्नीचर का क्या है 30,000 है, एंड इट्स सेलिंग एक्सपेंसेस इज 15%. 30,000 into 15 by 100 which works out to be 4,500. This 4,500 will be subtracted from 30,000 and the value is 25,500 which is called as net consideration. As furniture is also a business asset and is subject to depreciation, यहाँ भी हम net consideration में से क्या करेंगे, book value subtract करेंगे जो 22,000 क्वेश्चन में स्पेसिफाई करा हुआ है. This 22,000 book value will be subtracted from net consideration 25,500 and the answer is 3,500 which is income from capital gain. Now coming to land. Land is held by the assessee for business use, but it is not a short-term capital asset. As it is held by the assessee for more than 2 years, it will be treated as long-term capital asset. And for long-term capital asset, we cannot write book value. We need to find indexed cost of acquisition. What is the formula for calculating indexed cost of acquisition? Original cost into previous year index divided by index of the year in which the asset was purchased. तो अब यहाँ पे बुक वैल्यू क्वेश्चन में क्या दिया हुआ है लैंड की 1,20,000. तो हियर विल बी फाइंडिंग इंडेक्स्ड कॉस्ट ऑफ एक्विजिशन फॉर लैंड. कॉस्ट ऑफ एक्विजिशन दैट इज बुक वैल्यू एज गिवन इन द क्वेश्चन 1,20,000 into previous year index 280 divided by index of the year in which the asset was purchased, which is given as 100, because the question has specified that the index number for all the assets is 100. It works out to be 3,36,000 and this is indexed cost of acquisition for land, which will be subtracting from net consideration of land. Here the land is sold for 8,51,000. The consideration received for land will be 8,51,000 and the selling expenses are 1% on land, which will be calculated on 8,51,000 into 1 by 100, which is 8,510. This 8,510 transfer expenses will be subtracted from consideration received 8,51,000 and the answer will be 8,42,490, which is net consideration, and from this net consideration we will be subtracting indexed cost of acquisition 3,36,000 and the answer is 5,06,490, which is again income from capital gain. अब यहाँ पे मिस्टर साधुराम के पास जो 4 assets है उसमें से 3 assets पे he is having a capital gain income and एक asset पे he is having a capital loss. अब how to calculate his tax liability? ये यहाँ पे बिल्डिंग मशीनरी और फर्नीचर ये तो शॉर्ट टर्म कैपिटल एसेट्स है. लैंड इट इज ए लॉन्ग टर्म कैपिटल एसेट एंड एज वी ऑल नो लॉन्ग टर्म कैपिटल एसेट विल ऑलवेज बी टैक्स्ड एट फ्लैट 20%. तो अब यहाँ पे लैंड का जो इनकम फ्रॉम कैपिटल गेन है वो कितना है 5,06,490 which will be taxed at flat 20%. The calculation is 5,06,490 into 20 divided by 100 which works out to be 1,01,298. अब बचे क्या बिल्डिंग मशीनरी फर्नीचर, जिसमें से बिल्डिंग और फर्नीचर पे इनकम फ्रॉम कैपिटल गेन है और मशीनरी में कैपिटल लॉस है. फर्स्ट विल बी एडिंग कैपिटल गेन, देन विल बी सब्ट्रैक्टिंग कैपिटल लॉस. हियर इज द कैलकुलेशन फॉर शॉर्ट टर्म कैपिटल गेन. 11,15,000 plus 3,500 minus 1,02,200 which works out to be 10,16,300. Also the question has specified that the assessee has an income from house property worth rupees 84,000. This will be added to short term capital gain. Add income from house property 84,000 because long term capital gain will be taxed at a flat rate of 20% and short term capital gain will be added with income from other heads, then it will be taxed on slab basis. अभी short term capital gain 10,16,300 plus income from house property 84,000, इन दोनों को अगर आप ऐड कर लिए तो टोटल इनकम क्या आ रहा 11,300. This will be taxed on slab basis. As the age of the assessee is not specified in the question, he will be considered as non-senior citizen whose age limit will be less than 60 years and whose basic exemption limit will be 2,50,000. So here is the calculation for his tax liability. For first 2,50,000 tax will be nil. Next slab will be from 2,50,000 1 rupee to 5 lakhs, which works out to be 2,50,000 and this is taxed at 5%. 2,50,000 into 5 by 100 which is 12,500. Next slab will be 5 lakh 1 rupee to 10 lakhs. This will be taxed at 20% and the difference is 5 lakhs into 20 divided by 100 which is 1 lakh. Above 10 lakhs, above 10 lakhs it will be taxed at 30%. As his income is 11,300,000, the income above 10 lakhs is 1,300,000 which will be taxed at 30%. The calculation is 1,300,000 into 30 divided by 100 which is 30,090. Adding all these amounts 12,500 plus 1 lakh plus 30,090, this is the income tax for short term capital gain and income from other heads which works out to be 1,42,590. Adding income tax on long term capital gain and income tax on tax on short-term capital gain. 1,01,298 plus 1,42,590. The total income tax of Sadhuram is 2,43,888. This will be added with health and education cess at the rate 4%, which is calculated on 2,43,888, which works out to be 9,755.52 paisa. Adding income tax with health and education cess gives you the complete tax liability of the assessee, which is 2,53,643.52 paisa, which will be rounded off to 2,53,640. Hope you have liked my video, and if you like my video, do subscribe to my channel Ames Tutorial for Accounts. And if you are a new subscriber to my channel, don't forget to press the bell icon for further notifications. Do like my video, post your valuable comments, and do share it with your friends, relatives and all. Your one share can help someone to learn something. Thanks for your valuable time. See you all in next video. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.